Hey y'all, this is Just a Touch of J, and I'm coming at you, getting ready to put it all out there in pieces, baby. What's cracking with my babies, huh? What y'all out there doing? Y'all out there shining on them, huh? Cause they hate it, baby. Living your best life, are you? Doing what it is that you do. I know y'all out there doing that. I know that y'all are out there being just so thorough and so wise. And why do I tell you that I know that you are out there being thorough and wise, baby? Huh? First of all, because God made you that way. Yeah, shout out to you, God. You know you can't be thorough and wise if He ain't make you that way. He made all of us thorough and wise, okay? And the second reason why I know that y'all are out there being thorough and wise is because y'all are out there listening to me. Okay, and you got to be thorough and wise if you are out here listening to me. Because this is just a touch of J, baby. You know I put it out there in pieces for you because that's what God want me to do. Okay, so look, shout out to y'all for, being thorough and wise. And I must give a shout out to my haters too. And what do I say to these haters, y'all? Come on, say it with me. Come on. Hi, haters, because y'all need this to work too. And listen, they need this work too. And if y'all are trying to figure out why I say that, because you new to the whole Just a Touch of J experience and everything, it's because, listen, God has prepared the table for you, for me, all these people that are out here in this world in the presence of their enemies. Okay, that's His word. That's what He says. Okay, and when He does that, they come around there and camp around you. Old things come back, old people come back because they trying to see what's going on. Wait a minute, hold on. Somebody over here shining on them because they hate it, baby. Okay, that's what they supposed to do. So they come around, and what happens is they wind up getting blessed by the message. Okay, so I gotta say, hi haters, because I know they need this work too. Okay, so look, let me go ahead because mama got to drop a dime on y'all. Okay, but before I do, you know what I got to do? Okay, give you the shout outs. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for going over to my name is OONI Services on Instagram, baby. Listen, just thank you. Because, y'all show love and support on everywhere, okay? I always say Instagram because it's kind of like where I go at. And, I have my auto post or my post, whatever. And I give y'all that work. That knowledge, whatever's coming from Just a Touch of J, whatever God lays on my heart, you could go there and just get it all there. Where other outlets, like you see Making Love in V's Kitchen, Mama been dropping that food out there for y'all. That's on Instagram. That's my food stuff. And then you get Veronica's Guide to Making Love in the Kitchen, the Cookbook of Love. That's on Facebook. And then you get like the Just a Touch of J Facebook page. And you got the mobile app. But I put everything kind of like right there. I want to make a Love V's Kitchen for the most. All right. And then my stories. Make sure you always keep checking out my stories. All right. So that's why I tell y'all to go over there. And this is Just a Touch of J, baby. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there in pieces for you. Make sure y'all checking out Making Love V's Kitchen too, because mama been dropping a dime on you over there. And that goodness, child, that food. I just came up with some good recipes today. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. God been laying some stuff on my heart, y'all. And ice cream, making homemade ice cream, vegan ice cream, all types of stuff. All right, so look. Now, mama, go ahead and get to this business I got to give you. Mama got to drop a dime on y'all today. I'm so sorry I got to drop a dime on y'all. We are in the Love Doctor series. And I was sitting up and chilling and all of that. And then what happens. Y'all know what happens when I be chilling. I start thinking, oh my God. And what happens when I start thinking, baby? I'm sitting up here listening to T.D. Jakes. Yes, the Bishop. Y'all know I don't play. Gotta keep my spirit filled. When I got downtime, like that's my thing. I like to work out and that's just my thing. Sometimes I'm listening to rap music and all type of stuff. I listen to Beethoven, Bach, everything. Classical music. I'm taking my baths. I'm doing whatever. But it's just something about that word that you just gotta get in you. For me, I don't know if y'all out there doing it, but this is Just a Touch J, baby. I'm just putting it out there in pieces for you, okay? So I'm looking at Bishop, child. Bishop on there, something pop up. I said, God said, pay attention to that. And right, I started getting distractions. So, when I get the distractions, I turn off everything on my phone because I'm like, wait a minute, this is a word. Okay, this is a word for me and it's for me. If it's for me, I know I got to put it out there in pieces probably. When I start getting like distractions, like my daughter had called, text messages, everything going through, just all type of stuff was going on. I said, wait a minute, hold on, let me go ahead and get this together. Okay, so I turn off all my notifications, all that type of stuff. And I said, okay, What's going on? Let me focus in on this. What pops up on my screen is, on YouTube, okay, the love letter. I said, what's this about right here? What's going on? I said, okay, it's only like 27 minutes. I can watch this. You know, I'm going to watch a movie. But before I watch the movie, let me see what's going on with this right here. So as I started watching it, I started getting really distracted again. Like my mind was just going all over. I said, wait a minute, hold on. Let me pray and see what's going on, because this must be a message. This is something. I'm getting the chills before I even talk to y'all about it. Child, I'm about to put this thing out there in pieces for you, okay? So he's basically talking about this story in the Bible where, you know, this guy was he was jacked up, okay? And they both was in jail, okay? And one of them, you know, got out of jail and the other one didn't. Paul was still locked up, okay? And you know his peoples, you know, I ain't gonna say no names or nothing like that, but he got out, okay? And when he got out, all right, basically what happened is that he was changed. He was different. He wasn't the same. Any of y'all out there, you know, maybe you was incarcerated or you felt like you was locked up in some type of bondage, but you're out of it now. You're changed. Maybe you used to do drugs, you used to do alcohol, you know, maybe you were really promiscuous out there, you know, maybe you was out there, you know, running around on women or guys, or just, you know, you was out there doing that trickery. I don't know what you got going on, but you had some type of bondage that kept you all jacked up. Like they was in jail. So look, he got out, you know, Paul's still up in there, you know, and some of y'all are out. And some of y'all got some people that's still, you know, a little messed up. Okay. But Paul, you know, Paul had this thing with him. Paul was like, you know, I'm going to write this letter on my man's behalf, you know, because he believed in him. He knew he was changed. You know, some people out there, they believe in you. They like, wait a minute, hold on. This ain't the person that I know. This person changed. So he writes his letter. And he's basically like, look, I need y'all to, you know, respect my boy. He thorough now, you know, and accept him with open arms. This is different. He's different now. And he had to write this letter on his behalf because he knew that people wasn't going to go ahead and receive the new him. Are y'all out there going through that? People don't want to receive you for who you are now. Like seriously, like, you know, you've done some stuff. You know, like the dude that was locked up with Paul. You know, you wasn't right. And now you trying to do different and they don't want to see it. Oh my gosh, they give you a hard time. You know, they give you a hard time. You are out there trying to put it out there in peace form. You just trying to live your best life, trying to live right. And nothing that they just don't see it. They like, what in the heck is going on? Like what you think you better now? Because you didn't change your life. You're like, look, I'm trying to live different. Y'all out there going through that? Well, this is the reason why Paul had to write the letter. Okay? So he writes this letter, you know, like, come on, like, I need y'all, you know, to rock with my boy now. Okay? Because he's different. And basically what T.D. Jakes is talking about is that that's how we treat other people. We treat people like that. Now, look, follow me. Work with me. This is just a touch of Jay. You know, I'm just trying to put it out there in peace for you. So as God is giving me this, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, I started, for some reason, feeling a little convicted. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. And then he was like, pow, he smacked it on me. And I was like, oh my God, no. This is just a touch of Jay. I wasn't treating people kind of right. You know, I started, like, God was bringing me certain things. I said, oh my gosh, like, you know, because sometimes when people come back to you in life, well, listen, we're about to get there, okay? But when they come back to you in life, all you do is remember how they used to be. Y'all out there doing that? You know, people are out there and they like, look, you know, you see him, you ain't seen him in a minute. You know, they out. Like how he got out of jail. You running to him like, yo, what's up? And they different, but you looking at them like, I don't know. That's how I was kind of like doing certain people. Look, y'all, this is just a touch of Jay. I'm just trying to be honest, put this out there in pieces for you, okay? So work with me, okay? So when God laid it on me, I said, oh my gosh. So then T.D. Jakes turns around, he says, you know what? He says, see, what's happening is that the same way you want people to like you, okay, and see this different version of you, you went out there doing that. So, oh my gosh, no. Because, you know, look, this is just a touch of Jay, okay? I'm putting out there peace for y'all. I got my life in order now. I'm like, oh my God, I love God. You know, y'all listen to me and everything. Rock with my app. You know, I'm different now. I used to do the trickery. And God was like, you know, it's a lot of other people out here that's different too. You know, and I'm bringing them to you and I'm trying to show you that they're different. But, you holding on to some stuff. Are y'all out there doing that? Y'all out there holding on to stuff? Huh? Look, man, I keep trying to tell y'all, we are in the year 2020. I don't know what God got going on, okay? He showed me myself. I got to show y'all, y'all. He like put it out there for y'all. And y'all got to like get that. Are you really out there doing that like me? Because sometimes we do it, we don't even realize we doing it. Like, think about this. Paul locked up. His peoples gets out. And he like, I know they ain't going to believe him. Just like sometimes, God knows that they ain't going to believe, they're not going to receive you. So sometimes he got to go out there on your behalf. Paul went out on his behalf. Because he knew they was going to look at him funny. But the kicker is, so what God brought to me, is that, you different now. But other people are different too, right? And this is just a touch of J, baby. We got to talk about this. Because, see, what happens is that TDJ says this. Some people get ready to come back to you. Now, this is a prophetic word for somebody. I don't know who this is for, but somebody's getting ready to come back to you. They gonna come back to you, right? Or they just came back. Oh, child. Or they, it's you that's going back. I don't know what y'all got going on. But he said somebody's coming back to you. And he said when they come back to you, you are going to have to take them back. And this is why. Because God forgave you for all of the crap you did. Right? He handled all your pieces. All that stuff. Just think about right now. Think about all that stuff. You know how you are. Come on. He done blessed you in all these ways and all of this, right? And he gonna bring somebody back to you. And you know what? Thank you. It's a test. That's what TDJ said. He said it's a test. He said all it is a test to see if you really thorough and wise like you say you are. And when he had put that out there for me, I said, oh my gosh, this is just a touch of J, baby. I'm putting it out there in pieces for him and stuff. Oh my gosh, like I started getting like, a little anxiety because I'm like, who coming? All right, okay. Because listen, if God dropped it on for me, I dropped it out there for me. Look, okay, somebody coming to y'all too. So who's coming? Are y'all as thorough and wise as you think you are? Like really, like seriously. I didn't change my life. Nobody don't want to believe me. Nobody want to see me for the good that I am now. Gosh, I only made one mistake. I made a mistake. I'm different now. I'm better now. God didn't change me. All this stuff. I don't know what you got going on, but you changed. You different. You got out of jail. You're not in bondage no more. Right? And God can bring somebody back to you to see if you really thorough and wise like you say you are. Because if you thorough and wise, you should be able to accept them the same way they have. The same way you want them to accept you. Child. And this is just a touch of J. I said, oh my gosh. God says you got to put that one out there in pieces for him. So look, somebody coming back. Something's returning. He says somebody, like someone. Okay? And when they come back, I need y'all to see it. I need you to look at this and say, oh my God, Jay told me about this. Because they're coming. And it's going to say a lot about your character and who you are. A lot about your character. Who are you really? This person on the outside, because that's what he said. He said the outside looks real good, but the inside is all messed up. You this person on the outside is like, but on the inside, like you can't even receive the love, because that's what he said. It's called the love letter. He was out there getting ready to give the love when he got out of prison. And he knew that people wasn't going to be able to receive the love that he was going to give. That's why Paul had to write the letter on his behalf. The love letter. Okay? Y'all going to be able to receive it? God is getting ready to bless you. Okay? This is what TDJ said. He said he's getting ready to give you something that's going to help you. That's going to help you to your destiny. He couldn't get anywhere when he was with Paul in prison. He had to get out. So some of y'all are out of the bondage. And then God's getting ready to bring y'all somebody that's going to be right there helping you along the way, part of your destiny. And the test is going to be, can I receive the love and give it back? And this is just a touch of J, baby. Like I said, I'm speaking to myself just like I'm speaking to you. I had the chills and everything. Are you going to be able to do it? That's the test. That's the test. You really that thorough and wise? Are you? I want y'all to think about that. I dropped a message on my name is RONI76 on Instagram, baby. It's called The Love Letter. It's only like 20-something minutes long. I think like 28 minutes long. And he's on there talking. Bishop T.D. Jakes, Potter's House. He just spilled a little knowledge for you. He said it's coming back. But, we talk a good game, We point the finger, but sometimes we miss the point. And you have to remember, thank you, God. He's letting me know that everything is a reflection of you. Oh, my gosh. Whoo! I just made $1 out of 15 cents when I gave that to y'all right there. Everything is a reflection of you. So listen, right? If this happens, because he said it's going to happen, and you ain't able to receive it, he said that they was running away. They was running away from it. That's what he said. You run away from it. You can't receive it. You gotta check yourself. Because you out here like, no, I'm different. I've changed. God, forgive me for my sins. God, help me. You out here, living that best life, thinking that you are. But then when God goes, hey, give you that test, he brings somebody to you. You want the love and everything. And he goes, okay, I'm going to give you somebody. I'm going to give you something that's going to help you to your destiny. Because what you had before in the past, like when he was locked up with Paul, that wouldn't help him to the destiny. Paul had to write the letter on his behalf. And God is doing something on your behalf. But are you going to be able to receive it? He's putting it out there in pieces. He can put it out there in pieces. Okay? He can have this thing come to you. This person can come to you. But you're going to have to take a look at yourself. That's what, thank you. T.D. Jakes said, have you grown enough? Because sometimes you think you've grown enough, right? But you haven't. Have you grown enough to be able to receive it? See, we are all in the state of transition all the time, right? I talked to y'all about this on the Saturday, Common Creeping Saturdays, just a little bit. Okay, let me help you through this real quick, and then I'm going to end this. Okay, so what happens is that we're in transition. Let's talk about babies, toddlers. Okay, when you have a baby inside of you, all the mothers out there, everybody who knows about birth and life and all of that, okay, baby's in you 9 months at the most. Baby's in there, baby come out, baby crying and yelling and all this stuff to get your attention, got you running around all this. But then one day, right, starts turning into a little toddler, right? And baby starts, scooting and moving and all of that, rolling and crawling and all that type of stuff. And then one day you see him, you're like, oh my gosh. I think they just tried to take a step. They're standing. You all hype. You're like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes. You're like, come on. Right? You want them to go ahead. You trying to get them little walker stuff. So they go ahead, they start walking. You excited for them, right? That's how God is excited for you. Right? But the test is like, okay, now let's see if they can really take the steps on their own. Whoo, child. Whoo, he's dropping that wisdom on y'all through me right now. That's the test. Yeah. Can you take the steps on your own? Okay, so look, the baby, take the first step, get a little wobbly, I don't know. Fall a little bit, right? You're like, come on, you can do it. Come on. You guys are at the other end. Come on, you're recording it, trying to put it on Facebook, Instagram, all of that, right? Because you want to remember it because it's a special moment, right? That's how it is to God. God's like, look, come on, And he sends these people in your life and all of that, help you along the way. This person's coming to you, helping you to your destiny, right? But like the baby, sometimes when we're in transition, a baby's in transition, got to put one foot in the front of the other. Learning how to walk, right? Learning something new, transition. When you're learning something new, you're going through this different type of phase. Transitioning into something new. And the baby's something else. The baby's, walking, right? And once the baby gets it, the baby runs. Because now the baby like, yay! And everything. You're like, oh my gosh, put the safety stuff in the sockets. And, you got to put the gate up because the baby going to try to run outside or do whatever. Baby in everything now. Right? Because there's no more fear there. They've accomplished it. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to accomplish this fear that you got on the inside. Because he's going to send some people back to you. And you got to be able to give that love that you want. You got to get over that. Whatever it is you got going on, you got to check yourself because you out here, you're going to wreck yourself. And this is how you're going to wreck yourself, right? Like with the baby, right? Sometimes when the babies, they get really, really scared, it take them a long time to walk, okay? In that transition, you like, he still ain't walking. He's like 2. Some people, I was walking at 8 months. Okay, but some people, they going through it because they keep falling. They keep falling. And they keep falling. And they can't get up. God said he's getting ready to bring some people to you. You might have to help get up. Yeah, they changed and everything, but everybody around them is keeping them in bondage. And you might have to help them get up a little bit, like Paul when he wrote the letter. Listen, I hope y'all are getting this. People are getting ready to return to you because it's going to say a lot about your character and who you are as a person, how much you've learned. Okay? This is just a touch of J, baby. Just follow me. They're going to return to you, okay? To see if you've really learned. This is your test. Are you that thorough? Are you that wise? Did you learn? But also they're going to return to you. And they're going to need your help. Okay? Because they're in transition. Like Paul's friend. He got out of jail, And they need you to be there. They need you to support them. They need you to be there for them. They need you to lift them up. And this is why you have to. Because the same way you want somebody to see that you are different, you have to see that they're different too. All right, so look, I don't know how to put that out there no more in pieces for y'all. Look, I tried, okay? Lord knows I was trying to put that out there in pieces for you. Look, it blessed my life. I hope it blessed yours. Somebody is coming, okay? That's what TDJ said. Okay, look. All right, like I said, this is just a touch of J, baby. I'm just trying to put it out there in pieces for you. Whatever goodness I get, I just want to share it with y'all. Because it really changes my life. It really made me think. I said, oh my gosh. I'm expecting other people to just vibe with the whole Just a Touch of J experience. People are like, oh my gosh, she's so different now. And this and that. I'm like, yeah, God's good. But I'm pretty sure some people out there like whatever. But that ain't my problem. This is just a touch of J, baby. Look, God got that. That's his pieces. But, I was thinking, I was like, I ain't really been being that thorough and wise when it comes to certain areas in my life, because I'm remembering them how they used to be. And you hold people in bondage when you do that. And you can't do that because you don't want nobody to hold you in bondage. And I don't want anybody to hold me in any. So that's the test for y'all. Y'all got to get that. You might have to help them along the way. I don't know why they're coming. He just said, that's what TDJ said. God laid on my heart to share this with you, that it's going to be a test for you on how much you've grown, how much you're willing to help others, if you really thorough and wise like that. Because if you are, you'll be good with it. You'll be like, small thing to a giant, or you can run, or you can fall in a transition. And when stuff like that happens, if you running and you fall in transition, child, y'all know how I used to be. I tell you all the time. And this is the love letter. It's about love. So it's going to be something they got to do with love. This is what it's going to be about, love. And this is just a touch of it, baby. Look, I'm out of here. I try to put that out there in peace for y'all. I don't even know where, what was going on, but I try. I hope you got something from it. I know you did. Okay? Because I always say a prayer. I say, God, none of me or more of you. Speak through me to your people. All right? So look, I'm up out of here. Now, how y'all want me to end this? Y'all want me to give you that Barry White, Janet Jackson voice, the Just a Touch of J voice? Or y'all want me to be like, what's up? What's cracking with my baby? What y'all want? I think y'all want me to go ahead and give it to y'all nice and thorough and wise. So look, who is this? Come on, y'all. What is this? What is this? What is this? Huh? This is Just a Touch of J, baby. Y'all know, I had to put that out there in pieces for you, okay? I had to. So look, I always tell y'all, right? What I always tell you? Don't let nobody make you feel like you ain't thorough and wise. Please don't. That's part of that message too. You can't. People gonna come to you and you gonna come to them. But please don't make yourself feel like you thorough and wise, and don't let other people make you feel like you thorough and wise. You thorough and you wise. But you just gotta remember, you gotta treat people the way you want to be treated too. Okay? Because you're gonna reap what you sow. You're gonna reap what you sow. Okay? Now, the second thing I ended with is what? Shine on them! Because they hate it, baby. Yeah. Let that little light on the outside, Let it shine. It's on the inside. Bring it out. Let it shine. The whole thing. And then I tell you to spread love, right? Because it's the Brooklyn way. And this is just a touch of J, baby. I just had to put that out there in pieces for you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do what it is I got to do. Y'all have an amazing day. Okay. Check out that message. That message was really, really good. You're going to get something from it. I put it on the page for y'all. So y'all can get it. I don't know who it's for. I don't care if one person out of all the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and K's and K's and K's and out there listening. Somebody, this for somebody. Somebody gonna get this right here. This is their wisdom. Mama had to drop a dime on you. Had to do what God said. All right. And so I'm out of here. Until next time. Bye-bye.